Good evening everyone, welcome back to your beloved Drawback speedrun. Today we'll go from 1300 to 1400. The goal is to win at least 2 games out of 3. And without any further ado, let's get into today's content. First game is played at 1330. Pacman. If you can capture a pawn, you must. That sounds like the absolute abyss of hell. Reveal drawback to opponent. E4. E5. Okay, for real, I don't even see how I can even win this game with such a drawback. Even if I didn't reveal it to my opponent, there would still be no way I can win. We can only hope our opponent get disconnected from his internet connection right now. Didn't happen. Waka waka. Very funny. E takes d4 is forced. Queen takes d4. Okay, at least that lets me develop a piece. Man, I can see there are so many ways he can absolutely destroy me. Even b4 bishop e4 is still dead after c3. I can't even find a practical way to develop my pieces. Oh my god, this guy is absolutely blind. a5. I'm sure the rooks have to be the ones least affected by the drawback. I'll try to make use of them. Knight f3. d6. Bishop f4. This guy is so bad he cannot even make me pay for my drawback, even though I already revealed it to him ever since move number 1. I refuse to think that his drawback is preventing anything, because it doesn't seem like he is playing under any restrictions whatsoever. Bishop g4. Gonna trade off this bishop real fast before he forces it to capture a random pawn and die. Never mind. Rook takes. I've just realized that had he gone h4 before, I would have been forced to blunder my queen. Thank god now there is no more pawn on the h-file. Bishop e7. e5. I have to take that. Okay, this is actually really good though. Now not only I can trade queens, but my opponent also has absolutely no center pawn, so I guess if I can make a really good use of the 2 center files, I may be able to drag this game into a less pressuring endgame. Queen trade. Perfect. As mentioned before, the rooks have to be the best pieces to fight against this drawback. For example, this rook on d8 looks like it is about to make my opponent step his foot on a Lego piece. Knight takes c5. I'm not trading. Knight d4. Gonna test my luck at removing his c-pawn also. If that is possible, then we will have an even bigger activity zone. Man, I genuinely cannot believe that I am actually trying to win this absolutely impossible game. My opponent stalled the game for 3 minutes and run out of time. You can't move to a square that you have captured on. Okay, I guess this guy is just bad. This gap of difficulty is pretty big, so it's safe to assume that he is pretty low rated. But anyway, second game, let's go. Second game is played at 1360. Leveling up, you can't capture a piece until you've captured its predecessor in the list. Pawn, knight, bishop, rook, queen, king. Reveal drawback to opponent. e4. Okay, so basically before I can capture the next thing on the list, everything after that is absolutely invulnerable. Your opponent revealed their drawback. Drag. Your queen is a king. It moves like one, and if it's captured, you lose. So it's an amazing thing when my opponent reveals his drawback back to me. But guess what? It absolutely doesn't even mean anything. Because both his royal couple are at the very end of the food chain. In order to take any of them, I still have to go through all the other things first. My drawback is literally 100% countered by his drawback. g6. Okay, so I basically have to take a pawn real fast. f4. Bishop h6. So he wants f5 bishop d2, and there is nothing I can do because his bishop is invulnerable until after I have captured one of his knights. So the point of g6 is to delay my first pawn capture as long as possible. This guy is a genius. But what else can I do anyway? There he comes. I cannot take that bishop due to my drawback, but of course he can take my king. So king e2 is kinda forced. Bishop takes c1. F takes g6. Okay, at least I took a pawn. Progress. H takes g6. Can I take a bishop though? No, I can't. Have to strictly follow the food chain, but how can I even take his knight though? Even if I can take it, it's not like he's gonna let me do it for free. Queen d4. Now he's gonna unleash his rook. That is an even better move. For real, I didn't even see that. Queen f2. Bishop a1. King d1. There comes the rook. Bishop c4. Rook h1. It's funny that I can't even checkmate him because his king can just capture and I cannot take his king due to my drawback. Queen g3 instead. I'll sack my queen for progress. Rook takes g1 check. King e2. Now he's gonna fork me. Yep. Okay, resign. Nothing I can do. Unfortunately this guy isn't as bad as the previous one. Final game, let's go. 1 win, 1 loss. I am forced to win this one. Hopscotch. You must alternate moving to light and dark squares. Aha. I mean, this is still a bit difficult, but I am confident that I can still very manage this. Totally acceptable. Reveal drawback to opponent. e4. Your opponent revealed their drawback. 2 of my opponents today are very generous. Ladies first, you can only move your king if you moved your queen on the previous move. I win. e5. Must move to dark square. d4. d5. Very confusing. Queen f3. Since his king is the one restricted by his drawback, of course we'll go straight at him. He takes d4. I really want queen takes f7 right now, but unfortunately, must move to dark square. c3. Take it please. That also works. Must move to light square. Queen takes f7 check. Now he's forced to move his queen out so he can move his king away on his next turn. So I'll trade queens and his king should theoretically get frozen for the entire game. Or he can develop a knight which lets my bishop capture. And now we can even pre-move. Queen takes c8. For real. 2 wins and 1 loss. As always. 1400 drawback chess speedrun. 100% win rate.